What's going on in Overlay Sports? Back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants and John Harbaugh hiring his defensive coordinator, as he has named former Tennessee Titans defensive coordinator Dennard Wilson as the New York Giants defensive coordinator. I think this is after reading up on it and learning about Wilson, it seems to be a pretty good hire. Of course, he was he was a finalist for the job along with Weaver, the former Dolphins defense coordinator Jim Leonard as well. People were kind of mixed on who they wanted. I was a big fan of Anthony Weaver, but pretty mixed feelings, and it sounds like this is a really good hire for the Giants. Connor Hughes, when he was breaking it down, said, when asking those guys if they thought Dennard had coordinator potential, both of the men said, no, this is a head coach. So that's a really good sign. I think it's a really, really strong, you hear strong things about him and what he was able to do with Tennessee. Tennessee, a lot of people are going to say, well, they're a terrible team, one of the worst in the league. He sucks. But a lot of people said, he did a really good job there. And if you take a look at the roster and, what he had to work with, it looked like a really, really, it sounds like a really good hire. He was in Baltimore with John Harbaugh as his defensive backs coach in 2023. He's been in a lot of spots throughout his career. He's 43 years of age, and he's a pretty respected guy out there. His 2024 season with the Titans was really, really good. Tennessee was second in total defense in yards per game, and they were second in passing defense in terms of yard per game. So those are some really good numbers, and he's a defensive backs type of guy. That's his focus, and the Giants need help in the secondary. So I think in terms of where on the defense he specializes in, I think that the hire makes sense. The Giants, we know that their pass rush is really, really good, one of the top in the NFL, with Carter, with Lawrence, with Thibodeau and Burns. They're able to get to the quarterback, but what they can't do is defend the pass. And really, they're not good at defending the run either. But I think that's a personnel issue. In terms of the pass, there's players. I mean, Nubin's really good. Holland's good. Debo, Flott. There's guys in that secondary that should be doing better. And I think that the Giants are going to try to get everything they can here out of their defense with Dennard Wilson, and we'll ultimately see what he does. But I think there's going to be a heavy emphasis on the secondary. So Dennard Wilson, I think, is a cool signing. And if John Harbaugh likes him and he thinks he's a good coach, he's been with him before. If he thinks he's a good coach, he's probably going to be. John Harbaugh's got a good sense of, he's got a good sense of, pointing out and determining who's a good teacher, who would be a good coordinator, who would be a good coach. So I think, getting his approval here on this deal, obviously he handpicked his guy. I think it's an encouraging sign, and I think it's something that Giant fans should be excited about. He's not the sexiest name out there. Of course, there's obviously some really, really cool names out there on the market. They're former head coaches and, got head coaching interviews this cycle. But sometimes the low-key guy can be the right guy. And the Giants, hopefully for us, Dennard Wilson is the right guy for the job. Like I said, the last 2 seasons he was the Titans defensive coordinator. And a lot of people like the job he did there. He's going to focus on the secondary and the defensive backs and make this Giants pass defense a lot better. That's the goal here, and hopefully it ultimately works out. We'll see how it all plays out. I like the hire. If John Harbaugh had picked his guy here, who he's worked with before, I think it's going to be a good hire and something that'll work out in the end. But you guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the Giants hiring Dennard Wilson as their defensive coordinator. Let me know what you think. Let me know all the good stuff down in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys new. See you guys all in the next video. And as always, let's go Giants.